Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you are joining. And from wherever you are joining in this beautiful planet, it's really good to be with you, and I'm glad you're here. I wanted to start today by talking a little bit about holiday gatherings. Here in the US, we just gathered for Thanksgiving. It's always the fourth Thursday of November. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about and the meditation I wanted to lead today, I was thinking about these gatherings. So the gatherings that people were sharing with me, they had Friendsgivings where they were gathering with friends, Thanksgivings in traditional ways with family. And then some people just ditched the idea altogether and decided they wanted to go and have Mexican food. Chipotle or find a restaurant with Chinese food. So what I love about how holidays are evolving is that people are doing things that make sense to them. And it might be one way one year, and it might be a different way a different year, and that's perfectly fine. Um, as we move into the Christmas holidays, and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, I was thinking about again, the ways that people consider gathering. And there's always the traditional dinner table, but there's also parties, holiday parties, and work gatherings, or gatherings of volunteers. If you volunteer around the holidays, give back in some way. It's what most people love about this time of year is that sense of community and connection, the feeling of being together and maybe even continuing traditions that they've long held dear in their families or with friends. So holidays, I think, can also come with the experience of navigating a whole mix of personalities, belief systems, opinions, and stories, because you're gathering multiple generations, people from different backgrounds and life experiences that don't necessarily line up really neatly with how we see things in our own lives. And I think about layering on top of that, that a lot of times people are out of their home environments because they're staying with family or friends. They might be less than comfortable with all the change and stressed with different variables that are outside of their control. And I don't know about you, but I think as human beings, it's very easy to, and maybe even automatic in some ways, to focus on our differences, and how we are separate from other people and how they are annoying or the way that they do something is not the right way or the choices that they've made are not what you would necessarily choose. And whether it's with family or with colleagues or with friends, it's an interesting thing to notice, I think, around the holidays. And what I offer or would offer is maybe this season you challenge yourself through the conversations that you're having with friends and family, um, moments of joy, moments of friction, trying to find places of overlap and places of commonality and alignment, even in the smallest ways. And I think we are really more alike than we realize. And maybe some of you already realize that. But I find value in focusing on that as opposed to all of these other things that separate us. We all want to feel respected and belong. We all want to we all carry a history with us that informs our opinions and our stories and that shaped us. And we're all doing the best that we can with what we've lived and learned. And I remember recently there's a psychotherapist, she's a researcher as well, Ellen Langer, was talking about people's behavior. And she was saying that people's behavior makes perfect sense in the context of their history. And holding that perspective really helps me stay centered in times when I'm like, wow, is that a different way of looking at something? I am really annoyed by that, or I'm frustrated by that. And I think, well, for that person in this moment, that makes sense. That those words, that opinion, it makes sense. So, our meditation today is an invitation into this space of possibility, of holding a different perspective. It's a meditation called Just Like Me. And the idea with this meditation is to hold others in a place less as opposing you and more as a person or people who, just like you, are trying to find their way and whose behavior in the context of their history just makes sense. So during the practice, you will consciously connect with a person of your choice. It doesn't have to be anyone that you know personally, or it can be. If you want to challenge yourself, you can make it somebody who you're really having challenges with. And if you decide that you don't really want to go there today, but you want to focus on somebody who's kind of neutral for you, you can do that as well. And in the meditation, as a refresher, I will repeat certain phrases as you hold this person in your mind space and in your heart. And so I'll share the phrases and then you'll repeat them back silently or out loud to yourself. Okay, so we'll be meditating for about 20 minutes today, and I will track the time. So we'll be closing our eyes during the practice. If you feel at any point that you want to open your eyes or you want to shift and do something different, you do you. It's perfectly fine. Okay, let's begin. Go ahead and move into a position that you feel comfortable in, where you feel relaxed and alert, ideally sitting up rather than laying down. Your hands can rest in your lap or at your sides. You might maybe take some final movements if you want to shrug your shoulders and move your neck a bit. Shift in your seat. Again, finding a place that is most comfortable to you. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes. And we'll begin today's practice by deepening the breath. Inhaling slowly through the nose and exhaling slowly through the nose or mouth. And doing this a few times to bring your attention to this moment right here, this place and this time. Bringing the lens of your awareness from the external and shifting it to the internal, to your interior, your awareness. You can gradually bring your breath and settle it into a natural rhythm and depth. Just taking this time to give yourself permission to fully be here and to slow down without needing to change anything. There's no place to go. There's nothing to do. Letting your business be right here. And tuning in to the body, you might notice the subtle sensations of sitting here. This brand new moment. Feeling your feet on the ground or beneath you. Your seat resting on the surface beneath you. The feel of your back and supported, your shoulders being supported. Your clothing on your skin. Inviting your face and mouth to soften. You might lower your shoulders a bit. If there's anything that you need to adjust, once more, go ahead and do that now. Letting your belly be soft. And gradually releasing any areas of tension that you might notice in your body. You might even breathe into any spaces that feel sticky or stagnant. Noticing the sensation of stillness. Gradually shifting your attention now to your heart center. This heart space, this area where so much feeling resides. If you're so inclined, you might connect with your heart space by putting your hand on your heart, and sensing the breath as it moves in and out of the lungs and the belly. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting the rhythm of the breath be easy. There's no need to control or restrict the breath in any way. It's allowing it to circulate, move in and out of the heart space. You might even sense right now what you're feeling in this moment. What is here for you? How is your heart? You're welcome to release your hands. And as you tune into this expansive space of the heart, continuing to allow any spaces of tension in the body dissolve, move through. We're going to begin our Just Like Me practice. I'd like you to bring someone to mind now. Could be a family member, a coworker, a friend, someone who is neutral or someone who is difficult in this moment. And when you have this person in the space of your awareness, You can feel or imagine them sitting across from you, tuning in to any details in particular about this person. Could be the way that they look, how they make you feel, any smells or sounds that you associate with them. And as I share each of these phrases, I invite you to repeat them silently, directing them to the person who is directly across from you. This person has a body and a mind just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts just like me. This person has experienced physical and emotional pain and suffering just like me. This person has at some time been sad, disappointed, angry, or hurt just like me. This person has felt unworthy or inadequate just like me. This person worries and is frightened sometimes just like me. This person has longed for friendship and love just like me. This person is learning about life just like me. As you continue to hold this person in your awareness, take a few moments to notice or sense what the experience feels like in your body. Noticing any places that your attention is drawn to. Perhaps any emotions that you might be storing. Any sensations, physical reactions. Breathing in, breathing out. And resting in this space for a moment. Tuning in to whatever is arising. Giving yourself space to be with whatever comes into your field of awareness. Continuing to notice any physical sensations, any emotions. If you notice that your mind wanders to any thoughts or stories, simply return your attention to this moment, to your body, to the person sitting directly across from you, and engaging your full awareness. Keeping this person in mind, you might silently say to them, "May you be well. May you be happy. May you be loved. May you live your life with peace and ease." If you notice any other sentiments arising, you're welcome to share those silently to them, with them, from your heart. Resting in this space for a few moments, noticing what it feels like to wish someone well who might be difficult for you. Any areas of constriction or ease, generosity or stinginess, allowing whatever is true for you to be exactly as it is. There's no judgment. Bringing your attention now to what you are grateful for in this moment. Tuning in to anything that comes into your awareness. resting in a space of gratitude for a few minutes in silence, in this space, this stillness of being, noticing all that you give thanks for. And I'll track the time. If we could but recognize our common humanity, that we do belong together, that our destinies are bound up in one another's, that we can be free only together, that we can be human only together, then a glorious world would come into being where all of us lived harmoniously together as members of one family, the human family. As our meditation draws to a close, I invite you to gradually bring your attention back into the space around you. Gently bringing some movement back into the body. You might shift your feet or wiggle your fingers a bit. Shift in your seat. Doing whatever feels good in this moment. And gradually deepening the breath again. When you're ready, you're welcome to blink your eyes open. Just taking your time. There's no rush. Tuning into your environment with a new perspective. And perhaps there's something that your eyes settle on that you are particularly grateful for that you didn't think about as you were meditating, but that occurs to you right now. It could be something physically in your environment or something new. And thank you so much for joining me today. If you're so inclined to bring your hands together, perhaps rubbing them together to generate a little heat, placing your thumb knuckles to your breastbone. Light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time.